Man is limited by default, so God in his wisdom created different systems of advantage to help a normal believer turn to a sign and a wonder. A man is normally limited. Our system is created to be limited. We are created so that we can be limited by our own selves, but God created different levels of advantage which separates some men from the other, and this is called the grace, called favor, and this is called favor. Welcome to day 11 of the consistency challenge, and as you're seeing this video, make sure to click on the subscribe button. Make sure to like this video as we continue. Thank you and God bless you. Listen to me. Favor is divine help from God. Favor is divine help from God. Favor is God in partnership with man. When God helps a man, then that man becomes a wonder to his generation. When God puts his hand on the life of a man, then that separates a man from every other person. There are two kinds of favor: favor with man and favor with God. Listen to me. When you are favored by God and you are not favored by man, you are still limited. When you are favored by man and you are not favored by God, you are highly limited. So you have to be balanced in favor. You have to be favored in the two dimensions. You have to be favored by God and you have to be favored by man. So favor is an unfair advantage. The reason I said that favor is an unfair advantage is because we do not deserve it. The reason I said that favor is an unfair advantage is because we do not work for it. Listen to me. Favor is the act of God putting his hand on a man that does not deserve what he gets. Favor is like God looking for the smallest in the midst of hard-working people and placing his strength on that people, on that person. Listen to me. In the family of David, David was the smallest. David was the less hardworking because his brothers were warriors. David was in the bush, and God decided to choose who? God decided to choose David. That is favor. God decided to lift David in the midst of his brothers. Listen to me. In the family of Joseph, Joseph was the one that was being favored by the father. That is the favor by men. Joseph was being favored by his father, and God still decided to place his own favor upon Joseph. So that made his brothers angry. His brothers were hardworking. They were the ones going around looking for food and famine, while Joseph was the one getting the coat of many colors. But that is the favor of God. Favor is unfair advantage. Favor is a supernatural backing that helps men become successful. Without the favor of God, a man can never become successful in the kingdom. Without the favor of God, a man can never become known in the kingdom. The favor of God is what gives us back, and the favor of God is what pushes us into the place of kings. The favor of God is what pushes believers into standing before kings. I have heard many people come out and say that they made videos and their videos got 50 views, their video got 20 views, and out of those 50 people, there were kings watching them, there were princes watching them, people inviting them into international platforms, while other people are making videos and getting millions of views and remaining where they are. The difference is favor. Favor places a man ahead of his entire generation. Favor puts a man ahead of everybody that is laboring before him. Favor carries a man and catapults him into where people end, and he starts from there and starts moving. Favor is what causes success. If you want to have a supernatural breakthrough, if you want to have a supernatural success, then your root has to be favor. You have to cry for favor. You have to be moved by favor. When God's favor is the thing that is pushing you, then relax. You are sure to arrive at destiny faster than every other person. Listen to me. God is not partial, but when it comes to favor, he carries some people and puts them ahead of other people. He takes some men and puts them ahead of every other person. He takes some people and places a divine anointing upon them, places a divine anointing upon their life. Listen to me. When God was looking for a king in the land of Israel, don't tell me that there was no other person in Israel Don't tell me that every other person was short and they were looking small, that God has to choose somebody that was not much of a giant, that God chose Saul, almost unqualified. Look at a later days of his journey, look at how he turned out. He was almost unqualified for what God chose him for, but because of the favor of God, God said to Samuel, go and anoint that man. When Samuel came into the house of David and wanted to anoint, Samuel saw all of them fit eligible to be kings. They were fit and eligible to be kings. They were handsome and strong. They were everything that the nation wanted in a king. But God decided to go for the small. God decided to go for the one that could later kill the 10,000. God decided to go for the one that he trained. God decided to go for the one. Now listen to me. For you to have the favor of God, you have to be trained by God. God does not just put his favor upon an ordinary man. You have to be trained by God. Favor is not something we inherit. Favor is something that rests upon us as a result of our journey with God. Favor rests upon us as a result of what? Of our journey with God. The favor of God is the reason for people succeeding in the kingdom. I've said that. If God trains you enough, he places his favor upon you. He places his grace upon your life. And you see, it will be, when the favor of God comes upon a man, it will be like that man has been set up for supernatural speed. It will be like a car that was moving so slow, and at a point in the car, then you now match the accelerator and the car pushes forward in divine speed. You will see, you will spend 10 years achieving something, but when favor comes upon you, the thing you achieved in 10 years, you will see yourself achieving it in weeks. You will see yourself achieving it in months. This is how favor works. This is what favor does to a man. And I pray for you that the favor of God will rest upon your life. I pray for you that even when you don't deserve it, even when everybody feels like you are the most lazy, that you are the one that is not working the most, the favor of the Lord will rest upon your life. The favor of the Lord will give you a push to go ahead of every other person. The favor of the Lord will give you a nudge to go ahead of every other person. The favor of the Lord will give you a push to move ahead of every other person, to overtake the people that have overtaken you, to overtake the people that were laughing at you, to overtake the people that were insulting you, to overtake your mates. The favor of the Lord is created so that there are some people, and some people are not meant to be in the same class in destiny. There are different classes in destiny, and some people are not just meant to be in the same class with other people. There are some people that are built that are around 16. They will be in class with people that are 80. They will be in the same class with people that have gone so far in life. This is how favor works. This is why do you think that there are people called celebrities? It is because favor has pushed them to where other people are not, and those people are celebrating them for how high they are and wishing they can get there. This is how the favor of the Lord works. I pray for you that the favor of the Lord will come upon your life. The favor of the Lord will separate you from other people. The favor of the Lord will make you a different species. Every believer is supposed to be anointed with favor. Every believer is supposed to walk in the favor of God. When we are aware of this, then you will see your life will start taking a different shape. When Esther realized that as a believer, she was supposed to walk in the favor of the Lord, that was when she told her people, I will go into 3 days fasting and fast with me. For at the 3rd day, I will go into the house of the king. I will go into the palace of the king. And if he strikes me out, so be it. But when she went in after the fasting, the favor of the Lord followed her. When you are aware that as a child of God, your inheritance is supposed to be favored. You are supposed to be favored by God and by man. You are supposed to be favored by God, by man, and by animals, by everything living. Favor should be on your side as a Christian. If you are a believer, you should walk and live in favor. You should dwell in favor. If you are a believer, then favor should be your everyday testimony. It should be your normal lifestyle. If you are not experiencing favor in your life, go back and check. Go back to your default and check. There is something that needs to be resetted. There is something that needs to be checked. There is something that needs to be corrected. There is something that needs to be touched. Favor is in our default settings. If you like this video, click on the subscribe button, drop a comment below, and I pray for you that favor will become your everyday lifestyle. Favor will become your inheritance. You will live and dwell in favor ahead of every other person in your life, ahead of your mate, in the name of Jesus.